So how can Twitter hurt your business? We're going to talk about it here today on the show. There are 3 data points every business needs to know. Every business owner, brand owner needs to know. Welcome to the show. I'm Cornell Jermaine, and I'm so glad that you're back here with me once again. If you have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so and come on in as we talk about this social media platform, Twitter, and how it could affect your business. Data points are something that we have to consider when we're going into business of any kind, whether you're a business owner or a consumer. Data will give you measurable and useful information about how your business is really doing. I always like to say it like this: the details are in the data. I know there's another saying that's similar to that, but in this instance and in this conversation, the details are in the data. The data points that you need to consider as a business owner are these. How many clients have you serviced in the last week? This is all data. How many units of product have you sold over the last quarter? You have a new product, a beautiful product that you're selling. How many have you sold over the last quarter? How much money have you profited over the last year? Profited. So that's your profit and loss statement. I mean, your income minus your expenses will give you your profit. How much have you profited over the last year? These are all data points that everybody else in our circle of doing business considers. They want to know. The banker, you go in to get a loan, they want to know, okay, how much have you made? What are your projections for next year? How many units have you sold in the last 90 days to a year, etc. They want to know all these data points. And it's funny that they need to know this, but oftentimes as business owners, we don't even think about it. Many times because we're in the grind of just trying to get the business done, that we don't consider those things until 1, we need a loan, or 2, the accountant, CPA, or somebody asks us, and it's like, oh, I don't know. Oh, did I? Oh, really? And a lot of times we're just as surprised as the next person. But these are things that you need to consider. But moreover, you need to consider also how your customers engage when they are dissatisfied with you or your service or your product. How do they engage? This is a data point that I think even the most astute business owners don't consider, because many times they're just looking at the bottom line. Profit and loss, how much are we making? What's the numbers looking like? The income, what's the bottom line in this situation? They don't always consider how they're engaging with the audience that they're serving. Let me read to you a couple of things that I think will help you, because paying attention to the number of units sold and the amount of money you're making, the bottom line in general, is great and necessary. But paying attention to also the default behaviors of your customers when they're dissatisfied is also necessary. It will allow you to buffer some of the animosity that could brew amongst not only the dissatisfied customer, but the people that have not even experienced you. Because oftentimes when a customer is dissatisfied with your service or product, it will brew like a field of flies. You get what I'm saying? They're just all over the place. And the people that have not even experienced you will often take it as truth because they're listening to the word of someone who had an experience. And that experience may be partial, because maybe there's only one side of the story that's being explained when it comes to your service or product. But guess what? Those customers that have not experienced you, they're not considering that. They don't think about the fact that, okay, well, maybe there's another side to the story. But oftentimes, the business owner does not get to share their side. The brand owner does not get to share their side. It's always that customer that gets the megaphone, and they are allowed to say whatever they want and feel however they want out loud. Well, there's an opportunity for you as a business owner, a brand owner, and it shows up in the form of a tool that we often use in today's time. But let me read to you a few statistics that I believe will be necessary for you to consider when it comes to handling dissatisfied customers. According to Lithium, a digital customer engagement platform, 78% of customers who complain on Twitter expect responses within an hour. Now, what I have not explained to you is that the major platform, the leading platform for customers who want to complain about a brand, product, or service is Twitter, twitter.com. That's where people mostly go to air out their frustrations when it comes to your business. And Lithium is saying that 78% of customers who complain there on Twitter, expect a response within an hour. What? We can't even respond to your shipment in the hour. Why? I get it, because their manpower is down in a lot of these businesses. You're working with a streamlined team, a skeleton crew, if you will, and trying to manage the shipments and the orders and the things that's coming in is a task all in of itself. But now having to complain and respond to the expectation of a customer who says that they want a response within an hour? What? Okay, here's another statistic along that same wise. 79% of customers who share their complaints online see their complaints ignored. Now, the customer may have not gotten a response in an hour, but they're saying that 79% of those customers don't get a response at all. This is crucial as a business owner. This is crucial as a brand. In a previous video, we talked about being visible online. We talked about the word of mouth marketing, where people are now using online databases, platforms to share their experiences about your product, brand, or service. So if you're not there and they're not able to connect their experience, good or bad, hopefully more good, with your brand and your online presence, then there's nowhere for new customers to validate who you say you are when it comes to the product or service that you offer. So the visibility online is necessary. But here we're going even a step further, because not only are you required to be visible, but you need to be present. What does that mean? That means a pretty picture, a cute video, a funny video, a good quote ain't gonna get it. That's not gonna get it when it talks about doing business at any level. You get what I'm saying? You gotta have a presence, which means if you're gonna show up on a platform like Twitter or others, if you're gonna put your business out there, you'd better be engaged with that audience. Not only liking in their comments, but responding to their complaints in a professional manner, engaging with their DMs when they call and ask questions and they have concerns about the product that they just purchased. You better be engaged with them on that platform. Otherwise, you run the risk of losing customers, some of them that you have not even had the chance to encounter. We talked about that swarm of flies. The flies just swarm. They don't even know the details of what's going on. They don't know what happened. All they know is it's a mess, and guess what? Drama loves company. And they're gonna just swarm around all that drama, not knowing what really happened. And guess what? They're gonna walk away with a belief about you, your brand, your business, your service that may be rooted in untruth, or may be rooted in just miscommunication. Because not everything is just a bad experience. Sometimes it's just miscommunication or a misunderstanding. But if you're not there within the hour, like that 78% of people wanted, or even beyond that, even if I'd rather you answer me tomorrow. If you can't answer within an hour, at least answer me within 24 hours than to go ignore. You must be there to respond and to engage and to settle the drama when it ensues. There's another statistic that I want to read to you, and I think it's very important. It's gonna put the icing on the cake when it comes to the thought that I'm trying to convey to you today. And that statistic is this: only 1 out of 26 customers will tell a business about their negative experience. The rest simply leave. What does that mean? That means if you have 100 customers, if I have 100 clients that come see me on a regular basis, that means roughly three out of that 100 will willingly come to me and share their dissatisfaction. 3. That means 97 of them will just walk away, unhappy, unsatisfied, and with issues unresolved. They'll just leave. Not good, not good. Why is that though? Because many times when a customer comes into your establishment, they're entrusting themselves, their business to you, and when they're dissatisfied for whatever reason, it's often a letdown, a put down, and for many of them, it's a form of rejection and hurt that could be deeply seated in other areas of their lives. And instead of confronting it, they'll just pull back, walk away unhappy, and try to find someone else to fulfill their needs. Because your average person doesn't have what it takes to confront an issue, or they just don't feel like it's necessary. Because oftentimes maybe your product or service is not worth fighting for in that way. Maybe the service is not as good as they would like it to be, so they're like, oh, I can find something better somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll find where people will be confrontational or aggressive, I should say, in confronting an issue with you, the business owner, brand, etc., when they know the product is good. When they know that the product is exceptional, they sometimes will go the extra mile to say, okay, I'm unsatisfied, what can you do about it? But the average consumer, the statistics say, only 1 out of 26 of them will actually express their dissatisfaction, which out of 100 people leaves you with only 3 people that you possibly have the opportunity to resolve an issue. That's big. That's big. So what do we do with this information? I want to make sure that I leave you with something that can help you when it comes to building your business and making sure that it's successful and that your customers are pleased with what you're offering them. What you can do in this, the lesson here is, 1, keep your customers satisfied as much as possible. Keep your customers satisfied. But if they're not apt to share their dissatisfaction, then keeping them satisfied might be kind of, you might not know how to navigate that because you don't even know they're unsatisfied because they're not telling you. You get what I'm saying? What can you do to even learn about this? You can add things that create opportunities for them to share. That means engaging conversation, asking them directly, or if you don't want to be as aggressive as that, create a survey, an online survey, something that they can do in the comfort of their own home, and they can be free to share their feelings willingly without feeling like they're going to embarrass themselves or upset you, etc. Create a survey, and this should be done with people beyond just, sometimes we do it with people when they have a one-time experience, so we want to know what they say, but this should be done with even your long-term clients or customers, people that have been with you for years. Give them a survey every 60, 90, maybe annually. If they've been with you a long time, maybe annually, give them a survey. Share with me, what are your thoughts? How can I improve? What can we do better? And be open to it. Because sometimes businesses give these surveys out just to make the client or customer think that they want to use the information, to think that they're trying to better serve them, when really they just sit the information in a pile and they don't even consider it. Listen to them and what they have to say in the survey, and actually try to implement some of the things so that you can keep them happy, keep them coming to get your product or service. When it comes to dissatisfied customers, you want to smooth things over, if at all possible, as soon as possible. Because the longer that dissatisfaction brews, the deeper that wound goes. And the deeper that wound goes, the harder it will be to win that customer back into your good graces. So these are data points that I think we all need to consider in business. Whether you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, big business owner, small business owner, whatever the case may be, you need to consider not only the data points of how well you're doing financially. Yes, that's important. That's what's going to make sure that you stay in business. But you're never going to be in business if 97 of your customers walk away dissatisfied. Keep the data points in view. The details are in the data. If you want to know how well your business is doing, look at the data. Look at the data. Listen, that's my show for you today. I'm Cornell Jermaine. Don't forget, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody that needs to hear it. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a beat, and I'll see you back here, same place, same time next week. Until next time, take care.